Hey folks, for this episode, grab your Oingo Boingo CD and cue up Dead Man's Party, because in this episode we're talking about Dead Man's Cabal by Pandasaurus Games. This was one of the games that we were really excited about picking up at Gen Con, and I think it was one of the first games that we did grab. It was really neat. We've got a couple of other things from Pandasaurus. We've got Nyctophobia from them. And so we know we really like the kind of games that they put out.
Yeah, and the basic premise for this game is that you are necromancers trying to raise the dead so that you can have people at your party.
Yeah, raise the dead so you can raise the roof.
How long are we going to hold this?
I don't know. It's a really silly game. Opening it up, the pieces are really cool. They look neat. There's a bunch of skulls and bones, and a bunch of little kind of cardboard ritual component things.
Yeah.
The locations and all of that. And one of the things that's really neat is it's got these hallways. And so you build the board, the layer of the necromancer however you want. It doesn't really matter. And if you don't want to use the halls, then you can set it up if you have maybe a smaller table. And it's neat to have those options.
Yeah, this does require a lot of table space, especially if you do have the halls, so keep that in mind. And that was a little, I actually a couple times had to get up to go see what some of the things were, especially the
ritual tokens.
I think those maybe could have been a little bit bigger because it's hard to see from across a large table what they were, but then again you also would have needed more space for those, so yeah, it's a trade-off.
And some of the pieces are like there's black skulls and there's gold skulls, but it's kind of hard to tell the difference between the two of those. I'll probably end up going back and spray painting the gold skulls a brighter, a shinier gold color. So I kind of wish that maybe just production quality wise was a little bit more thought out, the size of the things, how easy they are to spot, the colors between the skulls. But I really do enjoy this game.
I enjoyed the mechanic of the way the turns are broken down, where the active player takes their private action and then they choose the public action that they, along with all the other players, will get to take. So there was a little bit of a strategy in how you pick those, and those were also determined by like which skulls you had. So sometimes I know I had several times where it was like, I want to discard this skull because I want to take this action, but I also need this color skull for the thing I want to do. So kind of trying to line those things up, and then also hoping that, hey, maybe somebody else, if I do this private action, so maybe somebody else will choose that for their public action so I can take advantage of that.
Yeah, and if that all sounded really confusing, it's because it is. Yeah, as you go through and you read the instruction books on how to play the game, it's going to sound really confusing. And who knows, maybe we'll do a how to play at some point in the future. That's not really what this is. We're just reviewing the game in and of itself. And it doesn't really help that a lot of the areas of the board sound the same. You've got the Scriptorum, and you've got the Sanctum, and you've got the Sepulchre. And so that's kind of tough. But I will say, once we actually got through one round, it was a lot easier.
Yeah.
It wasn't as complex of a game as it feels like it's going to be when you first open the box. So don't let that deter you. The game flows pretty well, and you pick up what it is that you're trying to do pretty quickly.
Yeah, if you have somebody that maybe is better at reading the rules and internalizing them and then playing, and a bunch of people that are better at just playing around, it might be better that that person just leads everybody else through.
It is pretty neat once you get playing. You're using the skulls to arrange them on the board in patterns to complete your ritual, which is how you buy the cards, which is raising the undead. And there's a bunch of like femur bones that you use as currency. It's a cute game. And you had noticed something that's really cool about the cards themselves.
Yeah, all of the cards are different. They've got this fun character art of like, I had one that was like a dead dog, and there was a dead astronaut.
Yeah.
All of these very different, like maybe they're dressed up for a party, or maybe they're just, hey, you raised a dead astronaut and now you have that individual at your party.
It is a pretty game, and we've talked about how we really like the box art in and of itself. It's fun. It looks really nice sitting on your shelf, and it is a good, fun game to play. We played it with 3 people, and that seemed to work pretty well.
Everyone stays really engaged because
Yeah.
you are involved in those public actions. And we played it. It took us around an hour when we played it, and we were still learning, so there were definite stop to check rules.
And the setup for the game was pretty quick, too.
Yeah,
so
it
that's
was.
nice.
I will say that I won by over 100 points, which was, whew.
Yeah.
So definite, figure out the strategies. There might be a little bit less elements of luck to this game than others, but we all had fun playing, and I don't think realized how far the point range had gotten until we started adding everything up.
So that is Dead Man's Cabal by Pandasaurus Games. You're a bunch of necromancers who just want to have a party. It's a pretty fun game, and I definitely recommend picking it up.
A big thanks to our patrons, especially Lainey. If you want to support our channel, you can head over to our Patreon page and check out the perks of being a patron.
Have you played Dead Man's Cabal? What do you think about it? Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and share it with a friend who would be into a necromancer party. And we'll see you next time on Roll for Initiative.
Bye.
I literally can't fit the whole thing in frame.